Hello and welcome to Sister to Sister. This segment is full of pep. Yeah, I had some other words I could have used for it. But here's what we do. We come to the problems that you've either written to us or the world is presenting to us, and we answer that from a biblical perspective as godly women. And this one is, we're godly wives. So let me hear what you think about this. Someone wrote to us, is it okay to let your friend vent, complain about her husband? If not, or if so, what do you do? Does anybody hear from their friends?
I think it's totally disrespectful to vent about your husband, especially if you haven't discussed it with him. You don't have a trusted friend that you could trust in confidence about. Venting to me is not discussion about a problem.
Right, it's
venting is
complaining.
getting a frustration out. And the scripture says in Proverbs, those who fully vent their spirit are fools. A wise man holds it back. You may have resolved the issue with your husband, and your friend is still upset and looking at your husband only from this perspective of your skewed perspective of something that you had wrong. So I think whether it's a husband or anyone, I think it's disrespectful to vent. I have done it myself. You cause people anger and frustration or ill feelings about that person that you have resolved.
Right,
God
you
has
forgive.
switched your mind.
I love that. I didn't think about that. So Roxanne, you forgive your husband for something, but the person that you told is
Yes.
still thinking bad
Vent
of him.
to God
That's good.
first.
Yeah.
Well, but you know, see, I agree with that, but I also have to add this part to it that venting can be very helpful. You know, that's why we need counselors. That's why you go to psychiatrists. That's why, you know, so venting in the form of releasing with the purpose of getting an understanding. Now, I don't want to be somebody's spiritual garbage can, you know, so it is the responsibility of the person that you are venting to keep things in line and not allow it to go off course to where you're disrespecting or dishonoring your husband. And it's your responsibility. You receive safety in a multitude of counselors, and you want to make sure that you're getting godly counsel. So you just don't go running your mouth to any and everybody who will listen, because exactly what you said, if I'm a carnal Christian at best, then, or even I might be your mother, you know, you and your husband or significant other are having problems, and then like you said, you're over it, I'm still kind of holding that because you mistreated my child. And so we have to watch that.
Yeah, I never vent about my husband to my family or his family because I think that's off
Girl,
limits.
I've vented all the time.
I'm
I
not
needed
saying
you 30 years ago.
I'm not saying I never vent. I'm just saying I feel like family is off limits because of that very reason. They're going to remember that wrong even when you get past it. But I have been very blessed in my life with friends that when I do have an issue or I do have an event, that they call me out. They'll empathize with me when needed, but they'll also say, girl, you need to apologize to your husband, or you need to make things right, or you need to go talk to him. I'm very blessed with Christian friends that will say that to me. And so I think that it's important that we're able to do that with each other, for each other, and that I can say the same thing to them.
Oh, I try not to complain at
a safe
all.
place, a safe place.
I say if you, because there is a time where you need to talk about something to somebody, but I would say vent up to a counselor, to, you know, a leader over, like vent up so they can get the right help you need. Because it's like my child, when we're going through something, if she goes and vents to this friend and this young adult and they have no flipping clue what actually went on, and it is so disrespectful and dishonoring to vent on somebody without them being there to share their side of the story, tell what happens, because otherwise you can really deceive, lie, manipulate, twist the story, make you look good, him like an idiot. I mean, it can get a little shady. So I say vent up.
Right, and there's so many times you've talked about, Amy, that you have to be your husband's greatest cheerleader. And that if you, and you've talked a lot of times about respect, that what does your husband need most? He needs respect. So that when you come, so I use the word vent, and I can put it in the context of complain. So I agree with you. You need someone to talk to sometimes, but I believe that work it out with your husband. Try not to complain. Just show love. What you would want. How would you like it if they talked about you? We'll be right back another time.